Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie Vaughn with Singing News, and I am here with Southern Gospel royalty, Lauren Talley. And Lauren, how
I'm
are you?
not sure what kind of title I would have if I were royalty. Maybe small claims court jester or something. I don't know.
Well, no, you've grown up in this business, and
Yeah,
been
that's
doing
true.
it since a baby. So, of course, you're royalty, and now we're looking at your parents retiring and you going out on your own. How does that feel?
It's exciting, and it's something that we've prepared for quite some time. It was definitely not an overnight decision, but we've seen our path kind of going in this direction for
Hmm.
some time now, and I think Mom and Dad are excited to be spending some more time at home after being out on the road for 45 years, and
Right.
and the Lord's been preparing me for quite a bit in this new season. So it's very exciting. Of course, there's a little bit of nerves, as there always is with anything new,
Hmm.
but I think once the change is made and we get all of the kinks ironed out, then it will be really good.
Well, I mean, you have plenty of solo albums under your belt. I think that count as traction there. Uh,
Yes.
so you put out a single album, a solo album, sorry, last fall called "Glorious God," which is absolutely beautiful. And
Thank you.
then with your parents, you just released "The Music Must Go On." How was that, knowing that it might possibly be the last time you're in the studio with them?
It was a little bittersweet, but at the same time, we felt like we were at peace with it.
Hmm.
We felt like we had said what we wanted to say throughout our career as the Tallies, and so we were very much at peace with this being the last one, and we wanted to go out on the best possible note as a group, and I feel like we did that. It's a record that I'm very, very proud of.
Oh, good, good. So what are you doing during isolation right now?
Going stir crazy. I am not used to being stuck in the house. If I'm not going somewhere, I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not a super big DIYer. Um, I've kind of started doing a little bit here and there around the house, but no, I'm ready to get out and go, and I'm so happy that some states are beginning to open up now, because at least I won't feel confined to these four walls anymore. I'm actually getting my house ready to sell,
Okay.
because I'm getting ready to move.
Hmm.
I'm about to get married later this year, and my husband to be lives in Georgia, and that's where we're going to live after we're married. So
Okay.
there's a lot of work to be done between now and then for all that. That's for sure.
I think that's what we've been doing here as well. Lots of
Mm,
paint, lots of construction. So yeah, trying
yeah,
to get everything fixed and ready when you have the time. Whoever has all that time.
we
Uh,
do now.
right.
We can't use that as an excuse anymore.
So when do you think, if the states start opening up back soon, when do you think you'll be back on the road?
Well, I actually have some concerts coming up in the next few weeks that are still on. South Carolina is opening up and Georgia is opening up. And those are my first two concerts back. May 24th, I'll be in Camden, South Carolina. And then on June the 7th, I'll be in Lula, Georgia. And the group is heading back out on the road next weekend. And we're singing for a drive-in service in Tennessee, and doing some stuff like that. So we're gradually easing back out. We're
Mhm.
not, of course, not at the schedule that every other group wants to be at, but we're slowly getting there. Every little bit helps.
Yeah. So for you as a songwriter, I always love to ask, what is your favorite lyric that you've ever written?
Oh man, probably a song that was on the Tally's Finest Hour record called "You Have Plans for Me." Parenthetical title Jeremiah 29:11, and I wrote that with Lee Black and Kenna West at a time when I was really questioning what the Lord had in store for me next, and I was praying for direction. I was praying for answers. I'm the type that always wants a blueprint
Hmm.
out in front of her, so there will be no surprises and no need for faith, really. But I wrote that kind of as a statement of faith. If I'm honest, this is how I feel. You know secrets I wish you'd reveal. You see the beginning from the end, but sometimes in the middle, life doesn't make much sense. That's the first verse. And the chorus goes, you have plans for me, plans to prosper me. You're my future, you're my hope, according to Jeremiah 29:11. So that song was really special for me and very, very personal for me. So that's the first one that comes to mind.
So if there's a lyric or a song that you wish you had written, what would that be?
There'd be lots of those. I get asked all the time. Sorry, I hope my chimes aren't too loud.
Oh, they sound beautiful. They sound beautiful.
Okay. I wish I had written People in the Line and the Broken Ones. I get asked all the time if I wrote those.
Oh,
And
really?
my answer to that is always no. I've never written anything that good in my life. But I'm amazed at how well crafted those songs are and how widespread they are in the audience that they can reach. Everybody connects with those songs on some level, but it's different for everybody. They take away something slightly different. Mm-hmm. Everyone does. And so I wish I had written those too, but I don't know if I'll get to that level or not. I'm gonna keep trying.
Now, with the album that just came out with your parents, what do you want the listener to take away from that?
I want them to take away that the singer isn't nearly as important as the song. Mm-hmm. We are just messengers. We are just the delivery person, so to speak. And it's our job to bring you a message through music, and that's going to last. The words of these songs are going to last long after we are gone from the touring landscape, long after I'm gone, after Mom and Dad. But what lasts in people's lives and what actually makes a difference in people's lives is not necessarily the person who sings it, but it's the message contained in that song. Those things are eternal. So I hope that people will hang on to these songs and come back to them in times of crisis, come back to them when they need hope, when they need healing, when they need encouragement. Hope they'll come back to those songs long after we're gone.
So as someone who's grown up in the Southern gospel world, where do you see the industry going in maybe the next decade?
I think that's a question we're all asking ourselves right now. What's next? And are we going to go back to the way things were, or are we going to be charting a new course? I think some things will stay the same. I think there's always going to be a demand for in-person concerts. The live concert experience is something so special that although we're very grateful for the technology that makes it possible for us to still enjoy it right now, I don't think that will ever completely replace the live concert experience. I think the way that we deliver our message is probably going to change, in the sense that you're probably not going to be buying a lot of CDs. From here on out, you're probably going to get a lot more of your music and your experiences online. Yeah. We're going to have to find new ways of reaching people through technology and such. So I think our message is going to stay the same. I think the way that we deliver it, we're going to have to get very creative with, if we want to have a viable place in the landscape going forward.
As we wrap this up, what kind of message of hope would you want to leave for our viewers?
I'll answer that by sharing a very unique story, something that's happened to me over the past 3 weeks. I received a message through my public Facebook page a few weeks ago from a lady who was just desperate. I didn't answer the message at the time because I was busy doing something else. And later that night, I was getting ready to go to bed, and this something in me said, "Hey, you didn't answer that message. You need to go back and read it." So I read it, and this lady told me that she had just been through a lot of stuff in her life. Her husband had left her. Her relationships with her children were strained, and she was just looking for anything to numb the pain. So she turned to drugs and alcohol. Mm-hmm. And she messaged me one night when she was feeling particularly desperate, and she asked if I could help her find God again, and said that she didn't know how to approach him. She didn't know if God would take her back. Mm. So I responded back, and I said, "God didn't go very far. He didn't go anywhere. As a matter of fact, he's right where we leave him. And all he waits is for us to come back home. Mm-hmm. And he welcomes us with open arms when we do that. And she told me later that my message popped up right when she had scored enough drugs to end her life. At that moment, she had the needle in her hand, had the drugs in her hand. And when my message popped up, she was just about to end her life. But at that moment, she prayed to receive Christ. And she was clean and sober for 3 weeks. And she was on fire to tell everybody what the Lord had done for her when she came down with COVID-19.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And she was in the hospital. They put her on a ventilator. Medically, it was over. She was pronounced dead, basically. Her family was about to be called in to sign the paperwork to take her off the ventilator and let her go when she opened her eyes. And long story short, God healed her of COVID-19. And she is so excited to tell everybody what God has done for her, how he's rescued her from death twice now. And I say all that to say this: no matter how bleak it looks at the moment, God is always, 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 always at work. We don't always know what he's up to, but he is always intervening on our behalf. If he cares enough about a lady whose life was just in shambles, she was on drugs, she was on the streets. If he cares enough about her life to intervene twice to rescue her, he cares about you, and he cares about every situation that's going on. And if he can heal somebody of COVID-19, I'm pretty sure he can pay all of our bills, and he can keep us healthy and keep us strong. And he has something in our future for every one of us. We don't have the answers right now, and I'm a person who hates not having the answers.
Oh, yeah.
But we know the one who does have the answers, and he has a great plan for all of us.
Lauren, I think that story will be so powerful to a lot of our listeners. And
I'm glad.
Thank you so much.
It is to me.
I'm trying not to cry right now. Oh my goodness.
It's okay if you do. I have many times.
Well, I really appreciate you taking time out of your afternoon to talk to us and talk to our viewers. And I know that it's going to be an amazing next chapter for you. And I'm really
Thank you very much.
to see what doors God's going to open for you for this next.
I'm very excited to see it myself. And I will tell you this right now. Whatever happens in the future, in my future, in any of our futures, is entirely up to him.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you, Jamie. May I say you are very, very good at what you do. I hope we'll be seeing more of you in the future.
Thank you. From your lips to God's ears, I hope so. I'm having fun getting to talk to the artist and getting to share your ministries with the fans. And it isn't about me, and it isn't about Singing Muse. It's about God. And
yes.
It's about putting that ministry in the forefront so more and more people are reached for Christ. I think that we're seeing very much revelation happening, and I think that we need to get ready. And
absolutely,
it seems it's going to be okay in the end. You know,
it is. It is.
But thank you for the kind words. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Well, thank you for a great interview, and thank you to all of the fans who are watching these interviews and who are still supporting this music, supporting all of the artists. We need you, and we can't do it without you, and we appreciate your support so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.